We are the champion, my friend. We are the champions of Scotland. No time for Rangers, because we are the champions of Scotland. Sunday morning, I'm sick of this lot. Think I'll take a walk in the park. Hey, 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 messed up the lyrics. Start again. If you can bear any more of my thing. Sunday morning, I'm sick of this lot. Think I'll take a walk in the park. I got a woman waiting for me. When I see her, happy as can be. Hey, 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 it's a beautiful Sunday. Hey, 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 it's a beautiful day. Hey, 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 what a beautiful Sunday. Hey, 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 what a beautiful day. When the Celtic win a trophy. When you say that you love me, what a beautiful day. If anyone's seen my videos before, you know I'm mad anyway. And there's one more. I don't know any of the other Celtic songs, so I struggle with the lyrics on most songs anyway, generally. But even if I like the tune, I struggle with the lyrics. Or when you hear a song and you think, don't know the title of that song. That's really annoying. I don't know what you think about that, but you don't find me too annoying. Yeah, it'd be cool if people actually like me sing. But yeah, I also heard the Celtic supporters sing. I mean, one or two of the songs I thought were a bit too far. But yeah, we were like, I'm not big for supporting the IRA or any violence, and some of the behaviour of the Celtic supporters I'm not very happy with. But from what I read in articles, but I think they should have behaved themselves and not ruin title victory. I hope they will. I hope they'll be on their best behaviour and not ruin things. I hope most supporters will come out and say we condemn any bad behaviour from our own supporters, and I certainly hope the club will do that. And I hope the club won't get any punishments for the bad behaviour, supposedly according to the press. I don't know how true it is or whatever. I'm sure you get that in all supporter bases, fan bases, or whatever. But yeah, they sang But yeah, I'm going to try and remember as much of the game as possible. I forgot to check on Facebook. I hope as much of that recorded as possible on Facebook. Well, I probably shouldn't. It's a bit cringeworthy of me. But so I thought I'd do a different intro today, and I thought those three songs. I don't know if there's any others that I could sing. But probably for the best I don't. But because I did say if Celtic win on the Sunday after, I'm going to sing "Beautiful Sunday," and next week if we win another trophy, I'll sing a beautiful trophy, a beautiful Sunday, beautiful trophy. And I also think I like doing victory dance, like trophy lift. Yeah, I'm not much of a dancer, so being dyspraxic, I don't have much rhythm, I guess. And I'm a bit stiff and awkward, or whatever. Not that way, but sorry. But yeah, I know people's minds work. But I was supposed to meet my dad today. Nice life story, but at a local museum. But I told him at 2 o'clock because by the time I get up and get ready, have some breakfast maybe, and maybe have something to eat, and then well, I wanted to go to Subway on the way, but which I still want to go to Subway, but yeah, I was thinking 2 o'clock, and I thought by the time I get ready, all that kind of stuff there, about half an hour to an hour's walk or whatever. And he said, he phoned me and said, I'm at the museum, and I was like, what? 12 o'clock? I thought he said. Oh, it was just after 12 when he phoned me, and I was like, or around 12, and he said, I thought it, and I was like, no, I thought it was 2 o'clock. I remember, I'm sure it was 2 o'clock. I said. So yeah, that was a little bit of a nightmare, but still, overall, can't complain too much, as they say. But yeah, I did want to make a few videos. Yeah, so we decided not to meet because I thought maybe he could go back home and come back, but it's probably best if maybe he takes a bit of rest. But good to hear from my dad there as well. Anyway, considering his age, but yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to do a match review, but that's what I was going to do, and I thought I'd sing those celebratory songs. And I thought, the champions is quite fitting. Fortunately not of the world, of Scotland. I'd love for Italy to be champions of the world, then I can sing We Are the the champions of the world, hopefully one day. And if Celtic win a World Club Cup, or an Italian team wins a World Club Cup, I'm saying we have champions of the world. But yeah, champions of Scotland. I'm just thinking like I got back home and I checked on my mobile. My mum's boyfriend. I was like, we went to this Italian restaurant, which I was going to say, which I'll come to in a bit if I may. But I said, read all these articles that I read when I typed up Celtic. It wasn't in trending searches, to be fair. It was in, when I specifically tried, when I typed up Celtic. And to try and check the fixtures and all that. And normally when you Google, it has like that celebratory thing. If a team wins a trophy, when you type in their name, it has all those like firework displays or whatever on Google. But yeah, he said they'll probably call for points deductions. I hope not. But if they do, hopefully SFA will say no, or Edric or Celtic will appeal it. But yeah, some of their behaviour, some of the sports was supposedly, according to the press, not very good. But I think other teams do that as well. But sometimes I wonder if, and this is my anxiety, but I wonder if Celtic gets picked on for being the anti-establishment club. Obviously, people might say the opposite way, man. They say we got favourable decisions, but I guess neutrals could really say whether, look back at games, as I said recently, and say whether they feel we got favourable decisions, like the last handball in the last game against Motherwell. I think, it's almost up in the air. But yeah, I did want to upload maybe even 2 or 3, possibly even 4 push videos last night. I was going to actually, initially I was going to do Asian Saturdays, the very revisited, but I thought I would I was going to talk, I changed it to talk about Celtic, but then I didn't have much time by the time I came back home. I went for my granddad nap and got ready, because I went to this Italian restaurant called, I think it's a chain, and it's called Ogi or something like that. Because I was in this place called Market Harbour. I reckon I would give this restaurant, when I was visiting Leicestershire, I reckon I would give it, normally like Indian or Turkish food is my favourite. I only support Italy in the football normally. But I reckon I would give it about, I normally do it as out of 100. I'd say probably 80%, 8 out of 10. Otherwise, I think it was pretty good decor, really tasty food. Sorry, I hope I'm not a cold or a flu or something. My eyes were really sore as well. I don't know if it's because I'm not sleeping properly or whatever, but and I think my feet, because of my footwear or whatever. And I'm going off on tangent, sorry. But yeah, I thought that the decor's really nice. I think it used to be something else, and it got taken over by new guys. But yeah, Ogi, or however you pronounce it, I give it an 80%, 8 out of 10 personally, I think. If anyone else been there, please let me know what you think of it. But yeah, worth checking out. It was really tasty, and I had pasta instead of pizza, because normally I had pizza, but it wasn't a Friday, so it's been a bit silly. I even thought like spaghetti Saturday. I had pasta, which was really nice, and my mum's boyfriend kind of let me try some of his pizza. I even tried to cheekily say, could I try some of your dessert, but I don't think we won't share that. But yeah, overall it was really good restaurant. I recommend it. Ogi or whatever it's called. And I know I support Italian football, but I only support Italy in the football, so I'm not being biased when I say it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Actually, I thought the decor was really nice. Maybe I'm easily impressed. If you want to go and try it out, and let me know what you think about it if you ever visit. I don't know if the chain is in other cities or counties or whatever, but the one in Leicestershire that I went to, in Market Harbour in Leicestershire, was really good. I think there's one in Leicester Town, near Leicester Town. I grew up in Leicester, so because it's diverse as well, Leicester business. But anyway, I've gone Leicestershire business, but I've gone. I don't know. It could be a London business that has chains all over the place. But yeah, I've gone way off track. So I was going to upload at least 1, if not 2 or 3, maybe even 4 videos last night. I know I did the match preview kind of thing, but I was going to do like a review, and today I thought I'll goodness me, I've got to try and remember. Unpack, as they say. People use the term unpack. I think a lot of these idioms, or whatever they're called, idioms and sayings for someone who's potentially autistic like me, it's like, I don't know if I like them or not, but I can kind of get it. Unpack. I think of like luggage, like unpacking luggage, thing like that. But yeah, a lot to unpack, as they say, using other people's terms. But yeah, so I went to watch the game. I was actually in Leicestershire. I went to local town in Leicester Town actually, and I watched the game. Went on there. I normally watch the game there. Nice life story again. So, but yeah, so I was very nervous, obviously, because we needed to win. We being Celtic obviously needed to win, and the draw was not enough. And I thought our passing was really poor, really slow. Slow build up, but I suppose they were trying to be patient, because if they go for gun ho straight away, then you're going to tie yourself out. But towards the end of quite a close, tense game, from what I remember, they scored the first goal from a corner, and it was a terrible goal to concede. Actually, funny enough, it reminded me of when Italy played England in 2021, because the Euros was delayed a year. It would have been 2020, but it was 2021. Italy went on to win it, so that was a good memory. Although I thought it was the World Cup. Euros don't bother me too much, but I certainly wanted to win, especially when we got to the final. That was another good memory. So in my life's not as hard as I think it is sometimes, but anyway, not as bad as I think. But yeah, so I remember in the final, as I was in the final, England scored in the first few minutes, and I thought it could be one of those days. And it was really late goal. I was contradicting myself. But sorry, it's a really early goal. But yeah, sorry, brain not working. England scored, and there was like really poor defence on the back post. Something Italy's not known for. Tend to, generally speaking, to be poor defensively. I prefer Italy to be more attacking, but defending it is important, obviously. But it's one of those. It's all's well that ends well, as I say. But if you lose the game, you'll look back and say, "Oh, why didn't we defend that?" But anyway, back to Celtic. It just reminded me, because it's the same sort of thing. A free header on a really good player, like no one thought, pick him up. As someone said in the bar, pub, or whatever the difference is, or whatever, pub/bar, or whatever. What's the difference between a pub and a bar? Anyway, as someone said, he's the guy you should pick up first. And no one picked him up, so he got a free header. And I thought, oh my goodness, we're going to lose a trophy based on a free header. I mean, it's a whole season, obviously, but it all came down to that. So, and then it was Alistair Johnson, one of our players, got a yellow card, and I thought, he's got to be really careful. Surprisingly, I don't think there were that many yellow cards, considering the magnitude of the game. I guess people probably didn't want to get booked, which is sensible. But yeah, I thought we'd be in trouble here. And as I say, never in doubt. I knew we were going to win when we scored the last goal, and only when we scored the last goal right at the end. But yeah, just trying to think if I remember everything as well as I go along. But yeah, I thought our passing was really poor. But obviously, then we had some. In fact, the commentator said it might kick Celtic into urgency, because we were really lacklustre. I thought we got the ball forward quite well. Unfortunately, some of the midfield battles, I think, what was that one? What call them? In fact, I was thinking of potential different titles, like we broke hearts, we broke Foster and stuff like that. But we broke hearts, Celtic broke hearts, and all that kind of thing. And there's a few other titles that I thought of. Obviously, I went with Celtic, are the champions. Celtic are the very champions. Excuse me, of Scotland. But yeah, we're on 121 trophies now. We would have been on 123 had we won those last two that we went to. That's a bit frustrating, but it's still all's well that ends well in a way. Last season we won 2 out of 3, and hopefully we can do the same again. But last season, it's sort of the first 2 we won the first trophy available to us on penalties, I think. Oh no, yeah, I think it was on penalties. And then we won the league, and then it was the last trophy that let us down. So hopefully this will be the opposite, as the saying goes. 2 out of 3 ain't too bad from the song as well. Don't be sad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But yeah, so I thought our passing was pretty poor, but then we went forward. It kicked us into urgency. I thought it'd be funny if that was what pushed us into urgency. But it's a funny old thing in football, soccer, or whatever you want to call it. But we got. I kept saying like people got to cross the ball, and when we did, we finally won a penalty. And I think the Hearts defender was unlucky really because I guess he didn't mean to handball it, but it was going across and his arm was up. So we got that penalty right at the last. Funny enough, in the last game where we had the last kick, pretty much the last kick of the game, where we scored a penalty, and this time at half time it took us back to 1-1. In fact, they scored it in 40 minutes, and normally when you score towards the end of the half, it sort of psychologically benefits you in the next game. In the second half. So I thought when they scored in about 40 minutes or so, the 40-minute mark I think it was, I thought, oh, it could be one of those days. And I think I was thinking throughout the game, I'm going to congratulate them reluctantly. But then we scored that goal, and then the second half we still were really poor. I still think we need a midfielder that's going to be a holding midfielder who can dictate the play and break up the opposition and win tackles and dominate the midfield. I think Callum McGregor does that well sometimes, but it doesn't quite have the pace or whatever. I thought he played well, to be fair. I think everyone kind of played well. Sometimes Scales and Trusty give me a bit of a one scare of the defence. They scare me a bit when they're on ball. And oftentimes when I'm at the pub, I think my potential autism or whatever and madness sort of shows. So I get a bit conscious with my social anxiety and that kind of social anxiety / autism or whatever it is, or both of those things perhaps. But anyway, then I still think we were playing a bit slow and laboured and all that kind of thing. But I thought their players just kept going down. If they kept trying to play their game as they were doing throughout the season, perhaps maybe that's what they're doing all season. But if they just played their game, they might have. I was actually going to watch the highlights, but each time I went on YouTube, I got distracted with something else. I really wanted to watch the highlights so I could really just remember things from the game for this video. Other ones, maybe. I think I'm going to go to Subway, go on to watch the highlights, and then I'm going to do another one of these where in case I forgot anything, or whatever, try and be more coherent as well, get my brain to wake up. I think I've got about 11 o'clock today, so I've been up for a couple of hours, but brain's still kind of asleep. But yeah, so then Kelechi came on. I thought I was discussing should they bring on Kelechi as super sub, and someone said Martin O'Neill knows what he's doing. He said Martin O'Neill's probably going to bring him on the last 18 minutes. He knows what he's doing in that order, I guess. And but actually, Martin O'Neill did bring him on. Not sure if it was straight away as soon as we started in the second half, or just at the beginning of the second half. I think it was just at the beginning, not straight on kickoff, but a few minutes later. And I thought that might have been a bit early, but he hit the post and he was running and he was really trying. I like the way Kelechi was trying. I do think he is a bit out of shape and injury prone. So I do wonder if Celtic should still get, with all due respect to Kelechi, and I love his effort and all that, I do wonder if we should get, I think we should get at least one, if not two strikes. So as I said recently, I think Maeda, I hope that, I mean, it's obviously I'd rather win than not, but I hope that it won't lead to complacency in the future, so we can still continue to win. That's how the challenge of keeping momentum, I think, in my opinion. So like, if Maeda can be put just behind two really good strikers, two strikers up front, and Maeda playing just behind them or on the wing. I don't know if he's the best crosser of the ball, but I know he could sometimes he scores great goals and I hope he's going to be clinical and not miss easy chances as he's been doing. I know he scored that great goal. In the first half, I thought it'd be great if Yang scored. I actually said to someone in the pub, I think it was on the first half, I said, I wish Yang could score a great goal like he did against the Rangers. He goes, yeah, but we need more than that. I don't think one goal is going to be enough. But we need more because I don't trust our defence. So one thing I remember someone saying. And yeah, so as we got a goal by Maeda. So happy to see our Asian player score. And the song goes Maeda. But yeah, I was hoping Yang would score a really good goal, but I think he wasn't physically strong enough to get past a lot of the Hearts players. They just outmuscled him a bit. They didn't really manage to do that much, I don't think. I don't know if Martin O'Neill made the right choice. Well, in the end, it was good enough. But when he came off, I thought he's quite a good player, running at players, was an RF and all that. But I didn't know who was. I thought that player's been quite useless. They should swap him. But obviously, Martin O'Neill made, I'm sure, the right subs. In hindsight, as long as we may not say, we say they were the right subs. And yeah, so Maeda scored, and then I thought people celebrating that. I saw Maeda was like looking at down. I thought, I wonder if it's offside. I thought, oh, it's going to be one of them days, and Hearts are going to win the league, and I'm going to have to congratulate them reluctantly, perhaps. Not that to, but not that I would have had to, but I might have said, because I thought they played really well defensively, but a lot of their players were going down. Maybe they were tired, but it looked like a lot of them were going down easily, and that kind of thing, and play acting, and wasting time, things like that. Which I suppose, if it was still 1-1 towards the end again, they might regret it if a lot of injury time was on. I thought, I hope there's going to be a lot of injury time, which I assume there would be. But then we got that goal with Maeda, and I was thinking, I hope there's not going to be that much injury time. But there were 8 minutes, which is understandable, I think, because quite a lot of players went down, things like that. But yeah, Maeda scored, and then it was ruled offside. Right, had his flag up, and then they VAR'd it, and we scored. Then it was class, and then the goal stood. Sorry, I was saying VAR. A lot of the rankers, parts of the rankers, seem to want to ban it now. But I was thinking, a long time ago, I remember Celtic Sports typing up like they don't actually want VAR because it's going to it will expose their decisions that they get, and they'll have to get it more accurate. So I mean, that's what VAR is supposed to do, but some people want to get it banned now because they're like, oh, if it's not a clear and obvious error. But to me, if it is an error, it's still an error, I guess. But yeah, some people say VAR is ruining the game and all that kind of thing. But yeah, our goal stood, so I'm happy with VAR right now anyway, at least for the time being. Obviously, relied on VAR in the last game, the last penalty, which helped us to win, which Kelechi scored. Kelechi was unlucky to hit the post. And again, I don't know if I believe in luck that much, but I thought, oh, it could be one of those days. But I do remember when Italy beat Germany in a World Cup in 2006, another good memory, to get to the final. And I think we hit the woodwork twice and still went on to win. So in the past, I used to think if you hit the woodwork, it's just not going to be your day. But if you keep going, you never know. And yeah, right at the end, their goalkeeper came forward, and I thought, he's obviously the goalkeeper a lot of time is the tallest player. He looked a bit taller than everyone else. And I thought, oh, this could be trouble. But then we won the ball and broke away and scored the winning goal. That's when I knew we were going to win, because I thought right at the end they're going to make it 2-2, especially with lots of injury time. My heart was taken away for the whole game, and at that time was the only time I knew we were going to win, because, well, when we won, basically laying up German, saying that I only knew we were going to win when we won. And not sometimes say we, or as it speech marks, as I said in the past. But yeah, I partly thought in hindsight, obviously you don't have much time to think about it, but we had about 30 seconds left, so I wondered if, I sometimes forget his name, Connor Dolby, or his name is Colby Donovan or something like that. He scored the winning goal against the Rankers in the semi-final of Cup. Unfortunately, we lost in the final, I believe, in that one against Emerald. But yeah, he scored that winning goal when he slid in. But he ran pretty much half the length, well, more than half the length of the pitch, about 3/4 the length of the pitch, to tap it in the end. And that was amazing. But no one could complain about that one. I was thinking, please don't pass it to someone, they might be offside and all that. They ran with it, about 3 or 4 of them queuing up to score. But yeah, I thought, what if he took a shot in hindsight and shot from like halfway in our own half and tried to score, and like that would have been an amazing goal. But even if that wouldn't have gone in, Hearts wouldn't have been able to get the ball back and score. So I think he could have tried that risk. Obviously, it's cool that he scored that goal, but I wonder, it would be really good for his confidence. I could imagine the headlines the next day. Like, I mean, David Beckham scored from halfway line. Some players have done that, but to score all the way from there would have been amazing. But anyway, I can't really remember much from the game other than that. So if I forgot anything, if you made it this far, any Celts out there, please let me know any of your memories from the game. I'd love to know from neutrals, even Rankers fans, Hearts fans, honestly, isn't it? Like, even Rangers, Hearts, and other supporters. I'd love to know their honest football, soccer supporters' honest opinions. So whether you're a Celt, Celtic supporter, a Ranker, Rangers, Hearts, if you're a Hearts supporter, or any other supporters like neutrals or whatever, I'd love to know your opinions on the league this season, or just generally, or anything else that you want to share in the comments. And I'm out. Peace and love. If you want to do any reactions to these videos, probably should have said that earlier in the video. I don't know if anyone prepared to listen to me or have all this much, but if you want to do any reaction to this video or clip it or whatever, or even parts of it or whatever, please feel free. I hope it's not too cringeworthy. It probably is to me, but anyway, I'm out. Peace and love.